Hello everyone, this is Jay at Inspiration Masters. We are a communication leadership training institute and we have the programs running on effective communication and leadership. Also, we have the youth program throughout the Metroplex with public speaking and leadership programs. And today, as a part of our inspiring series, we get the opportunity to meet the entrepreneurs, the business owners, the difference maker who are making a difference not just in the Dallas-Fort Worth area but around the world. And today is no different. I have a great privilege to invite here two special people. I have with me here Asava. Anna, welcome to Inspiration Masters.
Thank you, Jay.
And I have Raj Asava. He's here. And
good to be here.
Welcome. So I'm so glad you could find time and talk to us today. And I'll give you a short introduction, and we have a lot to talk about with both. Aradhana Anna. Okay, I'm saying it right now. And she's a result-oriented professional with an eye for creative problem solving and a proven track record of leading organization-wide transformational programs. And she has over 20 years of experience in global IT industry. In 2009, Anna left the corporate America to engage in impactful philanthropy. Raj, born and raised in India, has worked as senior executive, ranks for several large companies, and has held position of president of two startup organizations. Raj retired as a chief strategy officer at Pero Systems in 2010. So Raj and Anna both together have launched the Indian American Council, the IAC, in 2017. It's a 100% volunteer group formed to raise the awareness, improve engagement, and channel resources and contribution of the Indian American community through the US-based food banks. So with the rallying cry, Hunger Macao.
Hunger Macao.
Hunger Macao, this means wipe out hunger. The ISC launched with an ambitious Million Meal March campaign, which means raising 1 million meals. And within the first year of operation, working initially with North Texas and Houston food banks, ISC has now raised over 3.5 million meals. So a Plano, Texas resident, Raj and Anna both now channel the time and their resources, and they're focused in the cause, most important, food insecurity, children's advocacy, education, and mentoring the next generation. So very interesting what you're doing. You're doing some phenomenal work, and a lot of people in North Texas already know you. I still give you an introduction anyway. So there are so many issues which are around us, which need to be solved. So what is it that happened that you decided that you are going to go with the Hunger Macao? So what made you? What was the trigger point? Tell us something about it.
So let me start, and Raj, feel free to add in. So when we retired, I in 2009, Raj in 2010, our intention was to spend more time with family, kids, travel, and philanthropy.
Yes.
And that went on for a while. And then one day, Raj came home from a conversation with the Plano mayor. They used to get together for coffees. And he came home and he told me about the hunger issue he had just learned in his conversation with the mayor. And just as he was amazed when he heard it for the first time, I too was amazed. I heard from Raj that more than 800,000 people in North Texas are food challenged. I heard from Raj a very disturbing statistic. 1 in 4 school-going children is food challenged.
Wow.
Now, food challenged is a fancy word. What it means is during school days, that child receives either subsidized or free lunches.
Right.
But when he goes home on Friday, his next meal may be the reduced meal lunch on Monday.
Oh.
So that weekend, the child has nothing to eat.
Yes.
Right?
That is true.
That was disturbing at so many levels, right? And we are not talking about downtown or inner city schools. I mean, this was
it's not fancy meal or anything. We're just talking about basic food.
Basic food, nutritious food. I mean, we don't want children to just eat chips.
Yes.
Right? But in some cases, that's what they had.
Yeah, true.
So he came home and shared that, and we decided that we needed to do something.
Yeah.
So I'd like to jump in here at that point. Aradhana is a fantastic cook herself. So when I shared this information with her, we both were in disbelief. So we said, okay, so what do we do? How do we validate that actually there's a hunger issue in a country which is known for milk and honey and plenty?
Yes.
Right? How could there be a hunger issue here? So one thing that Ross Perot had taught us, and I look at him as my mentor, and it's a great loss. He just passed away. One of his famous saying is, when you want to know the truth, bring all the liars into one room.
That's a good one.
So what we decided to do was, we said, okay, the Plano mayor told us about this backpack program that he wants us to support. So we invited the Plano mayor to our home for dinner. We invited the executives of the food bank to our home for dinner. I was on the board of the Indian Physicians Organization, the Dallas chapter, and we invited the board to. I said, if it is hunger issue, I mean, it definitely ties into health.
Into health,
so
yeah,
we should be
definitely,
part of this discussion. So we had a small, about group of a dozen or so people at our home for dinner, and the food bank people came in and they rolled out these statistics, and it was disbelief
All around.
all around. But then at the end of it, the person from food bank who came, Colleen, she actually pulled out a backpack,
Okay.
right? And she passed it around. And that's when, I mean, people were hiding faces from each other. Tears was in their eyes because they realized that, oh my God, this backpack is what the kids are getting to survive through the weekend, right? And that's the backpack program that the mayor is asking us to support. So at that night, we all wrote our checks and all that. But at that time, Aradhana and I said, just like, we were not aware of the hunger issue, very likely members of our Indian American community here
Yes.
are not aware of it.
Absolutely,
We think
yeah.
of, again, everybody in the world is trying to come to this country,
Yes.
right? They're all trying to come here.
Yes.
And they all think, again, I remember growing up, they're talking, money is growing on the tree,
That is right, yeah, money is going
Right?
to the, yeah, that's right. It's flying all
Opportunities
over
are
the
there
place.
all over
yeah.
the place. So we felt that, I think just like we were not aware of the hunger issue, very likely our brothers and sisters from India are probably not aware of it either.
Right.
So let us figure out ways to raise awareness. But also realizing that we come from a community of analytical people, logical people, smart people, right? So they'll be asking us all these questions.
That is right,
So
yeah.
let us do a due diligence on this.
So
We heard about this issue. We believe that issue is there, but let's also do due diligence. So what's the best way to do due diligence? Aradhana joined the philanthropy board of the food bank,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
By joining
Go to the source.
go to the source, be part of it,
Yeah.
and see the operations.
Yeah.
See if the issue is in fact valid, and see also the solution to the issue is in fact to our satisfaction.
Yeah, if it's working. Yeah.
Right. I
that's
mean, in
true.
India, there's a
Absolutely.
saying that you donate a rupee and only 10 paisa gets to the cause.
Yes.
Oh, and even here.
Even here,
Yeah.
right?
So you need to make sure
Yes.
that the organization is efficient.
It is,
Yep.
yeah, that's
There's
true.
transparency.
Yes.
Right. So I joined the Philanthropy Council.
Right.
And then the Philanthropy Council was being disbanded. But then Raj and I thought, okay, we still want to stay engaged.
Yeah.
And that's when we decided, this was in 2017, around Independence Day actually.
Yep.
That's when we decided to make our donation to the food bank. And along with that, we made an offer to the food bank that we would give them 3 years of our life as 100% volunteers
Oh, okay.
to start a movement,
That is outstanding. Yeah,
to
outstanding.
catalyze volunteering in the Indian American community, to create awareness about this
Yeah.
hunger
Yes.
that's in our midst,
Absolutely.
right? To create awareness about how volunteering, it's not always money.
Yeah.
It's also coming out and
It's so many
volunteering.
ways.
Yeah,
so many
engaging
ways you
them,
can
So
do it.
many
engaging
ways.
people to
Yes.
come out and volunteer,
Yeah.
right, and make a difference.
But
Yeah.
our mission became, nobody in the Indian American community should be able to say, oh, hunger? We didn't know there was hunger here.
Right.
Yes.
Right?
Mhm.
So awareness became our biggest.
Awareness was our
Because I
most-
think when you're talking even today, there will be a lot of people who would not have come across this kind of statistics. And I
people are
haven't
still
seen
shocked.
it.
Yeah,
it
you're
is
so
still-
right, Jay.
yeah.
When we talk to people,
Yeah.
Aradhana and I, till date, have conducted over 100 awareness sessions.
Uh-huh.
From 2 people at Starbucks
Uh-huh.
to 20,000 people at the Cotton Bowl Stadium at
Uh-huh.
the Diwali Mela.
Uh-huh.
We have gone out there and spoken to them and shared the hunger stats.
Mhm.
People are still in disbelief,
Yes.
and several people are still unaware.
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
But this is a mission. This is the march that we are on. So we are basically using this as a way to get out to the community, right? Whether people invite us to their home to come out and speak to their friends.
Yeah.
And I kind of surprise. I jokingly say it's a Tupperware party without Tupperware. But basically, we are out there and we are talking to them. And interesting thing about our goal, our focus within the Indian American community is that we want to raise awareness. And we are also not asking them that to only way to engage is through donating.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah,
Right?
there are so many ways to do it.
We want to get involved by come out and volunteer. Give 2 hours of your time on a Saturday and see the impact you are able to make.
Yes.
Right? And it's interesting that over the last 2 years, we are coming close to 2 years because September 28th is our 2nd year anniversary. Right? But in the 2 years, the momentum that the Indian American Council has taken is phenomenal.
Oh, that is amazing, because when I saw the numbers and when you say that you had plan of a 1 million meal, and then now you're past the 3.5 million.
Well, actually,
So the
I want
1
to share some
million
good news with you.
Yeah.
We
But
have
before
passed-
you share that,
Okay.
so the 1 million, that was our initial challenge,
Right.
We didn't know
Yeah.
how long the community would take to go past it.
Yeah.
I actually even told Raj, if it doesn't work out, you do realize we'll have to write this check. He said, yeah, that may happen, but I believe that the community is truly not fully aware.
Yes.
Right? In like the first 6 months, we blew past the million meals.
Yeah.
So the million meals was not really our goal.
Yes.
Well, not to stop after that.
Yeah, it was just at least you start with some number,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
We needed a goal to kind of rile the community,
Yeah.
and our intention is to count progress
Yeah.
in million meal increments.
Yes.
That's right.
Now,
So in that regards, let me pick up from what Aradhana just said. So we were totally impressed and blown away that once the awareness was raised within the community, people came out of the woodworks.
Right.
People came out to volunteer. People came out to doing food drives. People came out to say donating money when they realized that $1 can provide 3 meals.
Yeah.
I mean, what better way to
Yes.
ensure that we can fight hunger? $1 going a long ways.
Yes.
Right. So we saw people coming from and these are, by the way, working class people. We have not had like a major donation of one person writing a big fat check.
Yeah.
Right. So we have now today about 3,000 people who have actually of Indian community who have actually gone and volunteered in a regular basis, not just one time.
Yeah.
So this has been amazing.
I think that's very much more impactful, because
Totally.
it
It's
is
true
touching
grassroots.
so many other
Yeah.
people too.
Exactly.
One person comes and volunteers, their kids are going to get involved,
Yeah.
the family is going to get
Exactly.
involved.
and then
That's
we
a
get
better
phone
way to
calls
do it.
from them saying, "Oh, I have this group of friends. I'd like to bring them in." So, kind of going back to your question of why did we choose hunger? I think hunger chose us, right? Because we see here 2 opportunities.
Yeah.
Number one, there's nobody who's watching your show
Yes.
who will not agree that hunger is an issue that should not exist in today's time.
Absolutely, yeah. That is because we
Basic
have so much
necessity.
food.
We have so much.
So much food. That's
Yeah.
I mean, one of the statistics is we have 3 times the food we need already
Right.
on the planet we grow.
That's right.
Unfortunately, we cannot
The
reach
distribution
the
is an
distribution
issue,
is an
right?
issue.
The
yes.
distribution,
wastage.
the politics,
Yeah.
the wastage, all of that
Yeah.
gets in the way. So that was one opportunity that hunger should not happen,
Yeah.
right? The second opportunity was here. This is if the entire Indian American community gets behind an issue,
Right.
right? We can actually move the needle.
And we can definitely, yes.
Right? We
that's
can
right.
see such significant impact.
Right.
And then we are able to build a story about, hey, this is what the Indian American community in America
Right.
is doing.
No,
I
that's
mean, the
true.
image of the community
Yes.
goes up tremendously.
Absolutely.
In the eyes of the locals.
Yes.
Especially with the immigrant sentiments, kind of seesawing
Yeah.
hot and cold every day,
Yeah.
as we are seeing in the news.
Uh-huh.
The Indian American community has an opportunity by taking on this fight against hunger
Yeah.
to separate itself
Yeah.
and to be able to say that,
Yeah.
you know what, we give where we live.
Absolutely.
We care for our community here. This country has given so much to us.
Yeah,
Here's our opportunity to give back.
I like your tagline that give where you live.
Yeah.
I think that's very interesting concept, because that has to go on.
That spirit has to be there.
It has to be there.
Right.
And problem solving is the key.
Yep.
So if it's a great idea that you're involving so many people
No, this
with
is
you.
fantastic.
And Okay, Raj, you were mentioning about the 4 million meals,
Yeah.
but I also want to know about the IAC.
Definitely.
You want to tell us and
Yeah.
our viewers about the IAC? How is it?
Right.
How it's structured and all?
That's a good question. I think a lot of people wonder if IAC is another 501c3, another organization, etc. The uniqueness of IACJ is that IAC is not an organization.
It's Indian American Council, by the way.
That's right.
Yeah.
IAC is Indian American Council,
Yeah.
and it is not an organization. It is a movement, right? And basically, all we are is 100% volunteer effort.
Right.
We are cause focused, and cause being hunger Macao.
Yeah.
Right. That's all. That's all it is.
Right. Yeah, that's right. And
So
it's
when-
very plain and simple.
Yeah.
Plain and
No
simple.
complications.
When there are no titles, no positions, right? And the people are getting engaged, and it is our collective community's impact. When you say about 4 million, IAC did not do it.
Yeah.
Indian American community did it.
That's
The
right, yeah.
community members did it.
Uh-huh.
All IACs is basically channelizing, getting our community to get involved.
So how is
with
it
the
set
food
up?
bank.
Is it not a
So the way it's set
501c3?
up is very simple. Again, I have mentioned it's 100% volunteer effort. We are helping the food bank. We have noticed that the food bank has an efficient model.
Okay.
Right? They can provide 3 meals for $1. So we basically felt, okay, how can we help you? So they currently provide 72 million meals a year,
Oh,
right
okay.
in North Texas alone.
Okay.
Right? And the need is growing to 92 million. Right? So they are always running short of funds, volunteers, food, etc.
Yes.
So they said, how you can help us in all of those 3 areas. That's what we are doing as IAC.
Yes.
Is getting the Indian community together to come out and volunteer, to do food drives. For example, we do all festivals at our home now.
Okay.
If you ever attend our festivals at our home, Jay, we don't expect you to bring flowers or sweets or a bottle of wine or whatever. We just ask you to bring a jar of peanut butter to give to the food bank.
That's right. Yeah.
Right? So basically, we are trying to get the community to come out and get involved in whatever capacity to help and support the food bank. So let me summarize by saying the 100% volunteer effort means every check, every dollar that is raised goes directly to the food bank.
Right.
There is
So-
no check returned to IAC.
Yeah, so that is the IAC is not in between.
IAC
It's
is not
just
a-
it's just a name.
It's
Yeah, we're
it's an
not a flow
enabler.
through. If Inspiration Masters
Yeah.
wanted to do a peanut butter drive,
Yeah.
you're collecting it for the food bank.
For the food bank
The
directly.
food
yeah.
bank will give you a receipt.
Okay, yeah.
We are just making you aware,
Aware.
that
Right.
there is this issue.
And
Oh,
we are
that's
opening
good
doors
to know
and
this. So
getting
it's an
connected.
awareness organization where
Yeah.
everything goes straight to the food bank. It's not an in-between
Exactly.
organization. Oh,
Exactly.
that is interesting. That's good to know.
That's right. And you were asking about the 4 million, so I do want to share
Oh, yes.
quickly with
Yeah,
you about
definitely.
that journey.
Uh-huh.
So as Aradhana mentioned, that we crossed our first million meal in about this first 6 months, which we were totally surprised and very, very happy to see how the community has stepped
Yes.
up. But guess what, Jay? 4 months after that, we crossed the second million meal. 2 months after that, we crossed the third million meal.
Uh-huh.
End of June, that quarter, we just got the news that we have now crossed 4 million meals that we have enabled here in North Texas alone.
Oh, that is awesome. That is awesome.
And this IAC model that I shared with
Uh-huh.
you is making a buzz in the food bank system.
Uh-huh.
So other food banks are saying, hey, we have a high concentration of Indian community in our areas.
Okay.
Why don't you come and set up an IAC there?
That's a good trigger to have.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That is something that's very respectable thing to happen. You know, That's
Exactly.
really very interesting.
So what we did, Jay, was Houston.
Mhm.
You know, they have a similar issue. In fact, Houston Food Bank is the largest food bank
Uh-huh.
of the food bank system.
Right.
Almost 1 million people in Houston area do not know where the next meal is coming from.
Yeah.
And then add to that, there are, you know, with the hurricane and all that
Yes,
going
yeah.
through.
They have a lot of
They
disasters.
had a lot of devastation that happened
Yeah.
over there. So we are working with the Houston Food Bank, and we
Uh-huh.
launched the IAC in Houston Food Bank
Mhm.
last year in October.
Okay.
I do want to share
That's
with you
good.
very quickly. At the launch, right? It took us 6 months to raise 1 million meals here.
Uh-huh.
Guess what? At the launch, in the first hour, we raised 1 million meals
Oh, okay. The Houston
In
Food Bank.
at the Houston Food Bank.
That is outstanding.
10 passionate Indian community leaders stepped up
Uh-huh.
when they heard the story,
Mhm.
right? Few of them wiping the tears basically said, count on us.
Yeah.
Each of them committed to 100,000 meals.
Yes.
And in 1 hour, we raised 1 million. Now imagine the
That's really the
profile of
impact.
the Indian community. Imagine
Absolutely.
when people see this thing, they say, wow, Indian community is known to be law-abiding citizens,
Mhm.
professionals,
Yes.
CEOs of large companies,
Yes.
spelling bee champions our children are,
Yes.
right? But when it comes to philanthropy, more or less our profile is we are absent here.
Uh-huh.
If we are present mostly supporting charities, quote unquote, back home,
Yes.
right? But now that whole mindset is changing.
Yeah, and the religious organizations, a lot of people are
Exactly.
supporting, yeah.
Exactly.
So another
So,
issue
this is good.
Yeah.
that existed here is fragmentation.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Indian community is a very philanthropic community.
Yes, it is, yeah.
Right? But everybody does their own thing.
Yes, yes.
So the collective force is not visible.
Yes.
And that was one of the things that we thought should happen
Uh-huh.
if people are giving to the food bank.
Yes.
Right? If they can all give as a community,
Mhm.
we are able to really paint a picture.
That is right. Yeah, it really, the impact will be visible
Yes.
rather than being at the
Exactly.
back end. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it is that you are still able to do it as your community. So let's say
Yes.
the Gujarati community, the
Uh-huh.
Jain community, the
Yes.
Marwadi community, right? Whatever community, you can still come as a community, as a group and
Right.
volunteer and donate, etc.
Uh-huh.
Just that the numbers get aggregated at an
Mhm.
IAC level.
Yes.
And then we are able to say that, look at it, the
Yeah.
Indian community has enabled now. So I wanted to just kind of share with you. So we have IAC up and running in North Texas. That's where
Okay.
we started. Houston, we launched it October.
Uh-huh.
March of this year, we launched it in New York City.
Okay.
And in first 10 minutes, we raised 610,000 meals in New
Wow.
York City. Right?
And since then,
And
we've
in
surpassed
the
a
first
million.
quarter, we passed 1 million meals
Uh-huh.
in New York City. So the Indian community in America has, in less than 2 years, enabled 6 million meals.
So we are on a pathway to solve the problem.
Yeah.
Maybe Hunger Mitao.
Absolutely.
Hunger Mitao,
would be
totally.
Because another
coming
interesting
closer,
thing
yeah.
is people are giving not just through food donations or volunteering or money donations. They're bringing their skill sets. They're
Yes.
bringing their problem solving skills.
Yes.
I mean, we very frequently have conversations with the food bank about what else do you need here?
Correct.
Uh-huh.
Because we have people in the community
Yes,
who have those
who are
skills.
highly skilled. Yeah.
Supply chain, process optimization,
Yeah.
Yes.
because their food bank is in a distribution business.
Yes.
Right, food distribution business.
Yes.
So how to make it efficient so that the food that comes in
Mhm.
and the food that goes out, right,
Yeah.
is not handled multiple times, etc.
Yeah.
I mean, our community more or less wrote the book on supply
Right.
chain.
So tell us something about who are the volunteers.
Okay.
What is the food? What are the kind of food they collect?
Mhm.
And how do they distribute? So that'll be very interesting for everybody to know that
Right.
what we're talking about really makes sense. And what is it that we are collecting? Who are the people who are volunteering?
Right.
And how are they collecting and distributing this food to whom?
Right. So this is an
Yeah.
excellent question for Aradhana because she can explain to us the whole food
picture,
bank
yeah.
ecosystem.
Yes.
How it
Uh-huh.
works.
So let me talk about the ecosystem. Think about it as a wholesale
Mhm.
and retail.
Yes.
Right?
Uh-huh.
So the food bank is a wholesale organization.
Yes.
It receives donations from, Kroger's and Walmart's and
Uh-huh.
all of them. It receives donations from General Mills,
Yeah.
the food companies.
Food company.
right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And it gets them from farms.
Yeah.
So a farmer who's got 400 acres of potatoes
Yeah.
and doesn't have a market for it will
Yeah.
donate it to a food
Donate,
bank,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So that's how it collects food. And it collects also donations from people like
People,
us.
yeah.
So if we collect,
Yeah.
what kind of food?
Yeah.
Obviously it has to be non-perishable,
Okay.
shelf-stable food.
Uh-huh.
And they have a big focus on it needs to be nutritious.
Okay.
Don't just give them a bag full of candy.
That is right. Yeah.
Right? Because
That's
they
right.
don't want
It's
to give
something
out.
useful. Yeah.
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 True.
So that's how the collection happens. They also get food from government
Uh-huh.
because they have some government programs.
Right.
When all of these trade tariffs are going on,
Uh-huh.
they are a recipient of quite a bit of food from the
A
government.
lot of surplus
Uh-huh.
out there. When China stops buying agricultural
Yeah.
products,
We
right?
can have
Suddenly
one.
the government has to still buy that thing from the farmers
Yes.
to ensure that the farmers can still stay in business.
Yes, yes.
So now government is stuck with billions of gallons of milk, don't
Yeah.
know what to do with it.
Yeah.
Guess where it ends up? At the
Yeah.
food bank.
At the food bank.
The food bank makes sure that they can receive it and they can distribute it.
Right.
As needed.
So it's majority of the food is donated.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they also have to buy sometimes because they are doing this children's backpack program.
Right.
If they can't find any protein to put in it, it's not really a nutritious
Yeah, they
meal.
still have to buy and find out.
So
the
they'll
food.
have to buy whatever they need to. So that is how the food is collected. So when volunteers go to the food bank, what we are doing is we are sorting things. At the state fair, food is raised for the food bank.
Right.
So when it comes in, it's a mixture of all
It's
these
a mixture,
cans,
yeah.
right?
That's interesting. That's what I really want to know. How does it come in?
So then
Yeah,
volunteers
that's right.
like you and us, we go to the food bank and we are helping them sort.
Yeah.
Or we are helping them pack something. So once these things are sorted and packed, it ends up on their shelves and it becomes part of their inventory.
Right.
More than 200 partner agencies, which are mini food banks. We call them mini food banks, but they are not really food banks. They are pantries.
They are the retail.
The retailers. Those
Yeah.
are the retailers,
Right.
right? So those are the churches, the mosque,
The temples.
the temples, or there's minis food pantry or things like that.
Right.
They order food from the food bank.
Okay.
They have an inventory system online.
Yes.
So an organization will say, okay, about 1,000 families come to my place to receive food. So that's how they order from the food bank.
Food bank, okay.
So a person who needs food goes to these partner agencies.
Yes.
And
Okay.
these partner agencies are everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't imagine, you can't expect somebody to drive from Irving
Oh,
to
that's right,
Plano
yeah, that's
to the
right.
food bank.
Yeah, they come
because-
from neighborhoods and they are not
Yes.
even driving. Sometimes they're
Right.
walking up
Yeah.
to the
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
So as a part of our leadership here at Inspiration and the elsewhere where I've been a part of, I got the opportunity to visit those places
Oh, yes.
where they actually, the people can come and receive the
Receive
food.
food.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
So I think, as Aradhana was saying, the wholesale retail model, right? So the food bank receives all this food. Now, the needy person goes to the partner agencies.
Yeah, to the pantries, the food pantries.
right?
Yeah.
And each pantry knows their community well.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
So based on the need, based on the number of people that are going there,
Uh-huh.
they put the order into the food bank, and volunteers like us
Uh-huh.
go there and pack the boxes that will go to the
Go to the
pantries.
pantry, yeah.
So that's what. Now every year, 40,000 people volunteer at the food bank,
Right.
right?
Okay.
And I tell people that is why they are able to keep the cost. $1 can provide 3 meals.
Yes.
Imagine paying just minimum wages
Yeah,
to those 40,000 people.
The whole, the math will go.
Reverse.
Math will go.
Math will go
$3 to a meal.
It'll go away,
So
yeah.
I think that is the reason why they are always looking for volunteers.
Volunteers.
Volunteering
And
is
I'm
a very
so
big
proud
That's,
of our community that, from children to adults to, Jay, I want to share with you, last weekend, we did our first ever IAC Senior Volunteer Day.
Okay, yeah, wonderful.
We did that thing for the
No,
first
that
time.
was one of the things I had on my list to
Okay.
check with you, that what are the interesting things which have happened while you're doing this one.
Oh.
So there are some stories which would have happened which would be remarkable, and I would like you to share one of the stories.
Sure. There are stories that are amazing. We have a 11-year-old secondary school student who we're going to talk about Hunger Mitao week in a minute. But 11-year-old, she said, "I'm going to do a food drive," and she has created her own video clip, put it through her mom's social media page, and raised $1,000
That's amazing.
in a week.
Yeah.
Right?
She also gave up her birthday.
She gave her birthday and asked people to bring, some presents, donate to the food bank.
Yes.
A jar of peanut butter or write a check or whatever.
This younger generation is inspiring us.
So that's amazing. What are the foods? Peanut butter. What are the other things you ask people? And because I'm coming to that
Yeah.
Hunger Mitao week. So let's go into the Hunger Mitao week.
Let's talk Hunger
What is
Mitao
it?
week.
And
Yes.
tell
Sure.
us what is it that you're looking for.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I think, first of all, Hunger Mitao week is the month of August.
Okay.
That happens to be also the month which is India's Independence
Independence Day, yes.
right? So it was when last year, as we were talking with our friend circle, so India's Independence Day comes and goes, and mostly people don't even know about it.
Yes.
So how about if we call India's Independence Day also as Independence from Hunger Day,
Yes.
right? And that's when the idea of let us do a massive number of food drives during the week of India's Independence Day.
Yes.
So this year it happens to be between August 10th and August 18th.
Okay.
So we are basically encouraging people across our community in North Texas, and if this show goes throughout the nation, I'll ask everybody to go out during that week and do food drives.
Okay.
Right? In North Texas, the need is for high protein food.
Okay.
So they have specifically they are finding shortage of peanut butter. So they have specifically asked for peanut butter.
Okay.
So we as a community have committed to the food bank that we will raise 25,000 pounds of peanut butter.
Okay, so the 25,000 pounds of peanut butter we're planning to raise, you're planning to raise on 10th to the 18th.
Right.
It's
So-
in just the 1 week.
No, so it started
Take up
out
the
that
challenge,
way.
yeah.
It started off that way,
Yeah.
but the community, and that's the best part I like about this initiative. It allows everybody's creativity,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So the community said, well, this is in the middle of back to school and stuff, so we won't have time. Let's just do it throughout the month. We're like, great.
Okay.
You know, people are willing to do
Yeah, that's
this.
right, that's
Why
right.
not?
Yeah.
And then I think some people got even more ambitious and started in July.
Well, actually,
It doesn't matter.
Aradhana, you're so right, because some people got so ambitious because August, a lot of people are traveling back to
Yes.
India for vacation, etc. So said, let me wrap it up and let me get that done beforehand, because you can see the spirit.
Yeah.
They want to do it.
Yes.
Nobody's twisting their arm.
Yeah.
Right? So they actually, guess what? We already reached half of our goal, right? 12,500 pounds, even before August came along.
That's right.
I mean, that
Okay,
is
so
the
that's
power of
good.
this community, you know. And like Aradhana said, you know, the community is shaping this thing. It's not being shaped by Raj or Aradhana
Right.
or anybody. Ideas are being put out there, and people are taking and running with it.
So how do they take it to the food bank? How does it work? Where do
That's
they
a
take it?
Good question. So actually, there are two ways that your listeners, the community, can contribute. One is the food bank actually, because they provide 72 million meals and they procure a lot of food also, they get it at a much cheaper cost than you and I going even to Walmart, etc. So they can get it for $1 a pound, peanut butter.
Right.
Right? We have to look for sale and we probably still pay $2-3.
Right.
So they are able to do that. So we have set up an online donation link.
Okay.
Right? So if somebody is donating $10 or $25, right? That is enabling 25
pounds of peanut butter.
right?
Yeah.
Somebody still want to bring in peanut butter, that's fine. You can welcome to do that. So collect your peanut butter, right? And bring it to the Plano campus, the distribution
The food
center,
bank.
Oh, okay.
food bank distribution center, and drop it off. But when you drop it off, make sure you get it weighed.
And
Right.
they will weigh it for
They
you.
will weigh it for you, and then they will, as you register it, you know, make sure they mark it Hunger Macao Peanut Butter Drive.
Okay.
So that way the credit goes to the IAC,
Right. Right.
Yeah.
right?
And
So
this
that-
is all on their on the spreadsheet
Right.
that they have you fill out.
And the reason I'm asking is because we work with a lot of children.
Right.
And writing a check and taking a peanut butter jar are two
Oh,
different things. Even
totally.
though it's more expensive,
Sure.
it registers a very different kind
Absolutely.
of
Totally.
approach that
Yeah.
hey, you did something
Yeah.
physically.
Yeah.
So that's the reason I was
And I
asking.
think
That
that's the
goes
beauty of
for
it.
a lot of adults
Both are welcome.
Yes,
So
yes.
you know,
Both are welcome.
both are welcome.
Yeah.
We totally understand.
Yes,
you know, I
yes.
think
Both are welcome.
physically giving it, and also some people are still wanting to make sure that hey, it is in fact peanut butter, not just a donation.
Yeah,
So I'll
that's
just
right.
go and get it. So that's okay. I totally
It's
support it.
fantastic. I mean,
Yeah.
we have received, we've been at the food bank when people have come in with a trunk full of peanut butter.
Yes. Okay.
We
It's-
helped
it's
unload
very
that thing and
appreciated.
we got
Yeah.
it weighed, and we have already raised about 2,000-3,000 pounds of physical
Physical
peanut
peanut butter. Yeah.
Actual
already
peanut
That's
has
very
been brought
interesting.
in.
Yeah, I really like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this is just great. So Hunger Macao week is underway right now. So so Hunger Macao month is underway.
Yeah.
Hunger Macao week is coming up.
Coming up.
But
Okay.
Jay, I just want to also share with you and for our listeners, IAC model is now being replicated across the country.
Right.
So besides Houston, which is also doing a Hunger Macao week,
Yes.
and New York, which is also doing a Hunger Macao week,
Yes.
guess what? Seattle, Atlanta, New Jersey, anything I'm missing?
Those three right now.
Those three
Those
for
three.
right now.
Uh-huh.
They are also joined in. So for the first time ever, we are having a National Hunger Macao Week.
Okay. Excellent. So 2019 is the beginning of the National
Yeah.
Hunger Macao
National
Week.
Hunger Macao.
Okay.
In the past, we basically did it only in Dallas.
Uh-huh.
And last year, guess what? we only raised 2,500 pounds of peanut butter or food.
Yeah.
Right? So this year, our goal is 10 times,
Yeah,
10 folds.
25,000. And it's going to happen, yeah.
Oh, I
It's
have
gonna
no
happen.
doubt. I
Yeah,
have
it's
no
going to
doubt.
happen. Yeah,
If
definitely.
it doesn't happen, Jay, you are feeling the rest.
And what is this one? Tell us something
Oh.
about
Okay,
that.
so you were asking about interesting
let's-
stories,
yeah,
right?
Let me raise it up so everybody can see it.
So,
And, yeah.
the food bank allows volunteers 8 and over,
Mm-hmm.
right? But there were a lot of our volunteers who said, what about our younger kids?
Yes.
They want to do something
Yeah.
too.
This way.
Oh, okay.
So we talked to 2 banks here,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
the One World Bank
Mm-hmm.
and State Bank of Texas.
Right.
They are both Indian owned.
Uh-huh.
And we said, would you consider sponsoring piggy banks for us?
Uh-huh.
We want to have a pilot program
Uh-huh.
where we want to get little kids engaged.
Right.
They agreed. So here we are, that one says One World Bank
Yeah.
supports
And then this
North
one?
Texas Food Bank. This one says State Bank of Texas supports
Oh, okay.
North Texas Food
and
Bank.
there's a Hunger Mitao
and
on the
Hunger
other side.
Mitao.
Wipe out
Yeah.
hunger. Yeah.
So we are debuting this program at Anand Bazaar.
Well, actually,
On
we are
the
debuting it on Inspiration Masters.
Well, yeah, we've
Okay.
debuted it.
That's good.
But
We
you
are
can
glad to be
all-
the part of it.
Yes,
You
yes.
can all come to Anand Bazaar, come visit our booth. It's booth number 4.
August 10th.
And
Okay.
get your piggy banks.
Yeah.
Okay, so the piggy banks are available. They're going to be at the booth number 4
Yeah.
at the Anand
At the
Bazaar.
Anand
Okay.
Bazaar.
And then after that, of course, you can come to the food bank and get them.
So let me tell you a little bit more about this piggy bank program,
Uh-huh.
right? This has always been a vision of Aradhana.
Mhm.
We have 3 grandchildren, and we always felt that somehow the spirit of giving
Mhm.
has to be inculcated in these kids at a young age,
Yes.
right? We don't want to take the childhood away,
Mhm.
yet we also want them to learn a little bit about philanthropy at an early stage.
Absolutely. Yeah.
How can we do that? And that's when her vision of doing a piggy bank program came.
Mhm.
So the idea behind a piggy bank is not just give a piggy bank and
Right.
that's it. So the way this program is going to work is that these piggy banks will be bought by, I think it's very nominal cost by parents,
Uh-huh.
right? And they can take it home with them. Each kid will register their piggy bank online,
Okay, very
right?
good.
And that way and then each kid will have their own page
Mhm.
on the website. Then every quarter, by doing chores, activities, whatever
Mhm.
reward system the parents put in
Yeah.
place,
Yeah.
they will start collecting money, right? Aradhana jokingly says, look at the couch and there's the cushions, where most people lose their change. The kids will find creative ways, lemonade stand, whatever,
Right.
and they'll start saving it.
Uh-huh.
Every quarter, we are going to have a day
Uh-huh.
where kids are invited
Uh-huh.
to bring their piggy banks.
Oh, okay, so they'll come with
Yeah.
the piggy banks over
So
there.
basically,
Okay.
they collect throughout the quarter.
Uh-huh.
They come to the food bank on that one day that is designated each quarter, and they will count.
Uh-huh.
Volunteers will be there to help them count.
Right.
And they will count it and they will translate that into how many meals they have enabled.
Enable.
Okay, excellent.
It will then be added to their page,
Mhm.
which is visible on the website.
On the website, yeah.
Right? They will have their own page.
Yeah, so how many meals each child has
Each-
done will
exactly.
be on the page. That's
Exactly.
interesting, yeah.
That's right. So we basically call it the collect, count, contribute model.
Okay, collect, count, contribute, okay.
Right.
Interesting.
So the goal is that each quarter the child will bring in.
Mhm.
They will feel good about what they're doing. While they are there, we'll have a small pizza party,
Yeah.
something to entertain the kids. We will have them draw pictures and
Uh-huh.
do some kind of card.
Artwork.
Uh-huh.
And because one of the interesting thing we volunteer on is called the kids backpack program. The backpack
Uh-huh.
that
Yes,
I
that's
mentioned.
right, yeah.
So these backpacks, so again, that was an idea that we shared with the food bank, and food bank loves it. We were thinking that the kids can draw a small drawing or some kind of thing, and we can drop that in there also. So it shows to the child who's opening on the other side
Oh, okay,
that there are
that's-
people who care.
People who care, yeah.
It's not just a meal that's given their way,
Yeah.
but it's also a note. There's also a drawing that's
Yeah.
It makes it more human.
Makes
I
it
think.
more human, yeah, that's true.
So we are
That's
calling
true.
this program the Change Maker.
The change maker, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And change, no pun intended.
That's right, yeah, that's right, change maker, yeah, that's right.
Change
Change is
makers.
always there,
Yeah,
yeah,
and
that's right.
and our next generation is the change makers, right?
They
They're
are
going
the
to be-
change makers.
yeah.
Yeah.
So again, tell us before I let you go, tell us about the contact. People want to reach out to you. How do they reach you? Your contact on Facebook, the website,
Mhm.
and any phone numbers you have.
Great. We have a single contact point.
Uh-huh.
We don't have a phone number. We don't have a separate email address that we monitor regularly. We try to keep people informed about it through a single, simple website. NTFB.org/IAC.
Okay.
Right. If you visit that website, all opportunities to volunteer, to participate in the food drive, learn about the kids Piggy Bank program, learn about the next seniors volunteer day.
Right.
All of that will be available on that.
Okay.
And there is
interesting.
also-
I'm going to put the links on the
That'd be
on the
great.
interview. So.
And there is also a way there, if they've got a question, they can
Yeah.
just
Send
fill
out a
out a
question.
form.
Yeah.
It's a very
And we'll
simple-
receive it and respond.
Okay.
And then on the social media, we have a Facebook group, for IAC for North Texas Food Bank. We encourage and invite people to come and join that. Because there is more activity on the social media side.
Right.
Because social media is just
That's right.
that
Yeah,
way.
absolutely.
Website, it takes time to put
Yeah,
content up there. But social media,
Much
people
faster,
are
yeah.
much faster.
You're on the go, you're loading up.
People
so
are
many things
liking,
on there.
commenting,
Yeah.
things like that.
And it's a moderated page,
Yeah.
so
Okay.
there's not
Garbage.
everything there
Yeah.
is regulated.
That's right, yeah.
So
That's good.
people shouldn't be concerned that, oh my
Much,
gosh,
yeah.
you're getting all kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
Yeah.
right. So again, on behalf of the entire team of Inspiration Masters, I thank you for stopping by.
Thank you, Jay.
Greatly appreciate
It was
it.
our pleasure.
Thank you
Jay,
so much.
Thank you so much.
Again, we heard a lot from Anna and Raj. This is about the food, and we heard a lot about the ISC and a lot of good information I think you shared. So again, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so you don't miss any of these episodes, any of these interviews which we're doing at Inspiration Masters. Also, you can visit our page on Facebook and make sure you like it so you don't miss any of the new information which is coming up. Again, this is Jade, Inspiration Masters. Thank you for watching. We'll see you back in a week.